Hi Shomil, welcome to Cricket Caviar and welcome to all of our viewers around the world. Tomorrow, finally, after I don't know 7 or 8 weeks of IPL, we are finally in the blockbuster finale stage where now we are moved to the qualifiers and the eliminators. This is such a nervous time, Shomil.
It is definitely. And you know how I am a big fan of KKR. So KKR in the top two, it's a big match. If we win, we go to the finals. If lose, we have to play the eliminator, sorry, qualifier two. So it's a challenging time. And I think this is the business end of the tournament. The best four teams this year has qualified. Um,
And I would say
so
best two teams qualified to the top two positions because SRH and KKR have looked way apart, way different than other teams who have struggled mostly. But these two teams have never had like four defeats in a row or something like that. They have just
mhm.
cruised to the top two position.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you're right about the top two positions, but I
Mm.
also feel like this also shows how important it is to have a good part of IPL, like how Rajasthan had a brilliant top first six matches, first seven matches.
Yeah.
That saved them. Today they
Mm.
qualified because of their first eight or nine matches that they had.
Yeah.
Same way with if you see Bangalore's record, they finished brilliantly. Otherwise, they
Six
would
in a
have.
row.
It was an unbelievable finish to come
Mm.
back from there to qualify in the top four. The only other team ever has done it is KKR,
Mm.
coming in from in 2014 to end up, but they were in top two, so
Yeah.
there's a little difference. But this was a commendable performance by RCB to come qualify from that position.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. We have
I
to
think
acknowledge all the four teams. Definitely, Rajasthan showed some brilliant overall game in the beginning, and RCB showed it in the back end. How happy are
yeah.
you with the venues, Ahmedabad and Chennai?
I think Ahmedabad is a run feast. So depending on the weather, how much rain it gets the next few days, I guess the that'll change the like this the first game might be a very interesting game because both these teams have a very balanced team and
Mm.
both of them are very aggressive.
Yeah,
They've been the most aggressive teams in the competition, and this pitch might give them the challenge to score. Maybe you can even see a 600 this time, 300 from one team, 301 from the other team. You never know.
yeah. I I actually don't know the count how many times these two together would have crossed 250. Couple of times, both
Yeah,
crossed 250 mark in this IPL. So they are
yeah,
surely the most aggressive teams in terms of batting, and this should be a
yeah.
cracking contest either way. I'm going to share
Mhm.
slides with our viewers. We prepared something. Just wanted to look at the strengths of both the teams or if there is any weakness. So just a reminder again, we have qualifier one between KKR and SRH tomorrow at in Ahmedabad. It will start 8 p.m. in Indian time, and let's start with the strengths. So when I look at KKR, I think they are blessed with the long batting order that they have. While on the other hand, if you get Head and Abhishek earlier, or in the middle, if you get Klassen out, then SRH teams come under pressure. But you can't say the same thing about KKR. They have bounced back from situations where they've lost two or three in the power play and still scored 200.
Yes, I agree to your point that KKR does have a very strong batting lineup, and especially with Nitish Rana coming back to form, like coming back after injury,
Yeah,
that strengthens our middle order even more. We did lose our one of the best players this season, Phil Salt, who has been a very good keeper and a fantastic opening bat. But we have a like for like replacement with him. We have
yeah,
Gurbaz, who in international cricket is one of the most dangerous opening batters for Afghanistan. So I'm sure he will do well in that order. But obviously, it's a big loss for KKR to lose a player as big as
inform. Yeah,
Salt and form this 400 plus runs, 50 boundaries, 36s almost. So
yeah,
this was a fantastic season for him. But I think, yes, you're right. Like the KKR's batting order in the middle order, having Venkatesh Iyer in form, Shreyas Iyer is doing his job. You have Nitish Rana back, and you have Rinku. Rinku hasn't performed yet, so this could be this is his ground. He scored five sixes back to back. This could be the ground he comes back to form.
mm.
And
Yeah. Sim on the other hand, SRH has the best performing openers. Like if you remember the game against LSG, they finished the game chasing 160 within 10 overs. Like that was
yes,
some batting.
yeah,
Uh,
Head
also,
and Abhishek.
yeah,
Sorry, Head and Abhishek has been absolutely like blistering. It reminded us of the era when Hayden and Gilchrist opened the batting for Australia,
yeah,
and how the fear factor they would have. And then you have now they have replaced. I don't know who was playing at number 3 before, but now they have replaced him with Rahul Tripathi, and I
Tripathi,
think
yeah,
that's an excellent move to bring him into the side. He's a perfect number 3, and then you
yeah.
have Klaasen in the middle order to take it apart. I mean, the middle order seems a little weak other than Klaasen,
Yep.
but because I don't see any good Indian middle order batter who can
Yeah.
take the if wickets fall, then who's going to hold this innings up. But again, they have not let it happen. They've just destroyed the bowlers. So
Yeah, but you have to
and
say they have somewhere relied on at least one of the Abhishek, Head, or Klassen firing, while KKR haven't relied on a single player. And the only
yes,
other thing is the Tripathi and Nitish Rana, they did not get enough match practice. They only played few games, so that
mm,
also makes a little
yeah,
bit weakness. Yeah, for the when it comes to bowling, I think KKR has the best spin attack. But like we were discussing before the video, since the match is being in Ahmedabad, it is not going to matter a lot for SRH not having a good spinner. I think they only have Mayank Markande who's going to bowl some spin, and
hmm
don't know if they want to go to with Travis
they
Head
have
for
Shabaz, but
and
I don't know if
Shabas. Yeah,
Shabaz is going to play. But
but they all
yes,
look
I
like
think.
part timers. Even Mayank Markande hasn't done anything big,
Mhm.
so their spin is relatively weak. But how much spin they would need at Ahmedabad is again a question.
Yes, I think KKR's batting bowling as a spinning bowlers
Yeah.
are much better in form, with Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti both having more than 15 wickets. Varun Chakravarti definitely had a chance to shoot at for the purple, but two back-to-back washouts has dimmed that chances a lot. But we never know. We can get some wickets this two matches, because the rest of the any other bowlers in the top 5 are all eliminated. So he's the only one
Mhm.
remaining who
Yeah.
can win, but he still needs a lot of wickets. But anyway, but I think in the pace department, um, I think KKR and SRH both have a very similar strategy. Both have good pacers, but again, experience of one and the guile of the other is the importance. Like
Mm.
Stark is which I have a big. I mean, I might be completely wrong, and Stark might again end up disappointing us tomorrow. But I have a
Mm.
feeling we'll see the best of Stark tomorrow, because he's Australian. He loves these challenges. This
That's
is
yeah.
where he comes into form. He comes at his best. And tomorrow, we might see the best of Stark. You might be surprised if he picks up 4 wickets tomorrow and cleans
That's what
up.
we saw in
So
the do or die match for RCB. Cameron Green showed his best cricket. He took a
yeah,
wicket, he scored some quick runs, and
the
just in
Aussies,
Australian DNA to perform in a knockout
yeah,
match.
under pressure,
So
yeah. So I
yeah,
feel
and
like
another interesting thing, it
I
will be Stark versus Cummins, the two stalwarts of Australian bowling facing each other tomorrow. That will also be
yeah.
a fun fun thing to see.
Tomorrow, yeah, Stark, like Head hasn't played Stark in the
Yeah,
tournament yet. Because the first match KKR played against Hyderabad, Head didn't play. So we haven't seen the bowling of Stark against Head. So that might be a challenge to watch out for, excitement and
one
fun
thing
as
I
well.
will, as a neutral, give it to SRH is their death bowling might be slightly ahead of KKR, even though we have seen Nitish Rana defending 7 in an over. But recently there was a match where,
Harshit Rana.
yeah, Harshit Rana. Recently there was a match where Rajasthan needed 19 in last 2 overs, and Cummins and Bhuvi defended it. So
Yeah,
Bhuvi is also finally he had a lean patch for a few years, but he's having the confidence now to bowl those Yorkers at the death. And Natarajan
yeah.
obviously is a good Yorker bowler too. So that is
Yeah, like this year, I think their bowling attack is pretty good with like Bhuvaneshwar is an experienced campaigner.
yeah,
He's a double time, I think 2-time winner of the Purple Cap, if not one at least one. At
yeah,
least he has won once. But I'm not sure if he won twice. But he is a very, very important, very senior bowler, very experienced. And T. Natarajan also has that guile. He's a good Yorker bowler. He's a good death bowler. So both of them have good experience in the depth. But I think Pat Cummins does a good job as a captain. He can choose when he wants to bowl, which gives it a big difference because last
He's a
year
very
in
smart
KKR,
operator, and he often
it
picks
was a
wickets
big problem
whenever.
as to where to bowl him because he doesn't bowl in the depth, he doesn't bowl up front, he
Yeah.
doesn't swing the ball, he doesn't bowl Yorkers. So he likes to bowl in the middle phases, and that's where this team is good because they have the bowlers to bowl in the depth. Like KKR didn't have it, so that's why Stark, on the other hand, has his task cut out. 2 overs in the beginning, 2 overs in the end. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's much more. Harshit Rana has been tremendous this season.
Rashid Rana
He
has
has
been
been one of the.
fantastic bowler. Like I want to
He
see him
has
playing
been
for
a.
India soon. Definitely,
Yeah.
I think he's better than Avesh Khan. Well, Avesh has gotten that India call. Harshit Rana will soon, hopefully.
He's young. He's okay. It's
Yeah.
not. I'm not rushing into it. I'm just saying he has that aggression. He has the passion. He has the hunger. He wants the ball
ticks
every
all
time.
boxes for me.
He. The first game of the tournament, we were playing Hyderabad. We were in the last over. We needed 13. They needed 13 runs to win. The first ball went for 6.
Went for 6, yeah, and then he
And
defends.
second ball to be able to have that mental strength to bowl that slower ball outside of stump
to Klaasen,
who was
killing
hitting
it.
everything for 6s, and that changed the course of KKR. And he has been injured a few matches. He has had a shoulder injury. He was banned for a match because he showed aggression, which I mean, Kohli shows way more aggression than him, but he was never told anything. And Harshit Rana just kisses full show as a flying kiss to someone, and you're just banned from one game. It's like crazy. But
just for the interest of time, moving to the next part is weakness. I'm confident that these two are the best sides among all the 10 sides. So they don't really have weaknesses except Phil Salt is getting replaced by Gurbaz, unfortunately. And like we said, if Klaasen gets out, Hyderabad gets in a little bit of a pickle situation where Shahbaz Ahmed, Nitish Reddy are expected to save them, and they are not that experienced. So, and also Shahbaz bats slowly. So I would say that's the drawback.
Yeah, I think the weaknesses for KKR definitely is the loss of Salt, because Salt had become not just a hard opener, but also very, very important batter. And like he was a keeper, but also a very important opening batter for us, who was not hitting only 6s, but also hitting a lot of boundaries. And he looked like a player who would score hundreds. So that's a big loss for them. And for Hyderabad, I think the biggest problem they have is their spin attack. If the pitch does something for spin, then KKR can run through the Hyderabad batting because
definitely, yeah.
Because Klaasen is still a good player spin head, definitely doesn't play spin well. So if you start getting the ball to spin around here and there, then Klaasen the head is in problem. But so it's going to be a challenge between their middle order is pretty weak. If we can get the top order, if KKR can get the top order out quickly, then their middle order and expose their middle order, I think Hyderabad will be in a bit of a pickle. But the biggest threat for KKR is Shreyas Iyer's tossed the luck for toss. He has lost 6 on the bounce, and he won 1, but that match was abundant.
Toss is actually very crucial. But also there is fear of unknown. Like KKR did not play their game at Ahmedabad, and SRH lost to GT. So they don't have much experience or bad experience. I'm just short on time, so going through the sides quickly now. And the opportunity, obviously, we all know is to reach finals first, right? That's a huge opportunity. You don't have to play another match. For players to watch, Shomil, I think I would say Shreyas and Rinku for Indian players. SRH actually don't have them much. Maybe Tripathi can do something, but it's hard to trust him. And overseas, again, KKR has so many stars. Dreras, Narayan, the best all-rounders in the game. And SRH obviously riding on the success of Head and Klaasen. For uncapped, Nitish Reddy has personally impressed me a lot. I have these names, but who are you looking forward to, who can actually make an impact in this